Welcome to the PoPolitickin show. Created in 2008, PoPolitickin is a hip-hop meets self-help brand. With each conversation, we teach the babies and share success secrets with you, the listener. Our focus is to preserve the hip-hop culture and introduce the future upcoming stars. Past guests of the PoPolitickin show include Yo Gotti, Megan Thee Stallion, DaBaby, Currency, MC Lyte, Jay Prince, Dead Prez, Razcast, and more. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts to get automatic updates of each episode. Keep politicking with Po on social media at PoPolitickin. Visit our website, PoPolitickin.com, for more exclusive content.
PoPolitickin.com.
Had to fight for my life. Oh, had to fight. Hot mess, yeah, your girl is all over. Emotions up and down like I'm on a roller coaster. Rejection and depression, it's all I ever knew. Suppressing what I'm feeling, too scared to face the truth. Overstressed and can't clear my mind. Hard for me to function cause of sleepless nights. I don't know who I am, so I try to understand. On a search for self-love, try to find it through a man. So here I am, bust down and looking foolish. Wasted so much time, I should've knew it. Operating with the wrong tools. In a rush and trying to force it, didn't see it through. Pouring from an empty cup, I don't have nothing left. According to his word, he said he'll give me rest. The Lord is near who calls. I surrender all. Crying now, Lord, set me free. I can't take this misery. I want your will and not my own. I've been running far too long. Here I am, God set me free. I can't take this misery. This is my freedom song. This is my freedom song. Hey, I feel a little lighter. The sun's a little brighter. This peace is my desire. On top of that, I'm wiser. Let's talk about the weapon formed against me, but they never prosper, no. See, I'm well on my way, and I'm moving on. Learn to cast my cares to him, I put him on the throne. See, I'm standing here today because of grace he's shown. I give him all the glory. See, that's the story of God's love and kindness. How the Holy Spirit guides us in our blindness. No comparison to man, cause he's righteous. I wouldn't trade this joy I feel, cause it's priceless. Everything that I've gone through made me the woman I am today. No longer leaning on my understanding. I'm gonna walk it out in faith. And now I understand His purpose in it all. To sing my testimony in front of you all. Crying out, He set me free. You can't take this joy from me. Everything He is, I am, according to my Father's plan. I am right where
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. Type in PoPolitickin. Listen to my interviews since 2008. 1212, place to be with Christina Denae. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So you say you from Texas?
You know what? Not originally. I've been in Houston for a long time, but I'm actually from Lafayette, Louisiana. So that's my roots.
So how was it growing up over there?
How was it what?
How was it growing up over there in Lafayette?
You know what? To be honest with you, simple. Just people call it country, but I mean it's a simple way of living. I mean it's just, and it was good for us. I mean, I've been here for a very long time, but I still kind of had that same mindset. How I grew up, and just how I live my life now. So it's equally the same. That's real chill.
So how did you get involved with music?
I got involved in music. To be honest with you, my background is it's not complicated at all. I'm not one of them kids who went to theater art school or did talent shows. I don't have any home videos. It was just something that I truly just stumbled on and just did very naturally. I've always, one of the most vivid memories I have of singing is when Waiting to Exhale came out and they had the soundtrack, and I sang all of the songs on there. Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston, TLC, and that's just pretty much as a young girl, like 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. I really just kind of, was utilizing my voice playfully, but just was into music. And at a young age, I always said I wanted to either do, music or, so that just kind of happened. I mean, and just as I got older, just came across some people who was affiliated with the music. And, I mean, even down to writing, like everything just pretty much just came out very naturally. Like I have no groundwork, no schooling to back that up. It's just something that just was given, and I just chose to, tap into it.
So what do you love about music?
What I love most about music is the authenticity of it all. I think that, the background that I have, I mean, growing up, my dad's Nigerian, and their mindset is either you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, or a nurse, whatever. And for me, I was always like, no, I'm a little bit on the outside the lines. So when it comes to music, I just love that someone can just tap in and bring someone into their world, and just teach them something new, have them hear something new. And that's really what was my foundation in music, just, catching my interest in something that was different, whether that was vocally or melodically. And that's just how I look at music, yeah.
And then how would you describe yourself as an artist?
Original, not about the rules. I do what speaks to me, and what speaks to me is always genuine. I never put out anything just for the hell of it or for the fad or for the trend. My sound and my message is always rooted in just what's real and what will always last. Truth will never fade out. So that's my stance on it.
And I was gonna say, so what was your favorite song off that Waiting to Exhale album?
Ooh, my favorite song on Waiting to Exhale was Let It Flow by Tony Braxton. Not Gonna Cry by Mary J. Blige. And Count on Me with Whitney Houston and CeCe Winans. I think that's the only two that was on there. But definitely those three.
Yeah, I like that Sitting in My Room.
Oh, yeah, Brandy. Yes, Sitting in My Room. For sure, yeah. It's been a long time since I heard the soundtrack, but that was the first few that came to my mind.
All right, then who are some of your other influences?
Off the rip, Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, Common, Bilal, Talib Kweli, Mos Def. Is this a whole Anthony Hamilton, Music Soul Child, Floetry. The latest, I mean, she's been around for a minute, but Snow Allegra. It's a lot. I listen to a lot of people. Of course, Ari Lennox, J. Cole. Yeah, I have a mixture, but it's definitely going back to just like what's real, and just authentic and just natural. Like there's no facade on what they do. So the list can go on and on, really.
Yeah, I mean, say you said off the rip. Sound like you should be naming some West Coast rappers off the rip. I ain't heard that in a minute.
Oh, well, you see what I'm saying? You see how music do? It'll pull you in from every side, you know what I mean? Down to your walk, your talk, how you dress. It's just all about what speaks to you.
All right. And then what are some of your current projects? Because I was listening to, let me make sure I say the right name. I was listening to this one album you got on here called These Days.
Life, Love, and Lessons.
Yeah, so I just want you to talk about that album a little bit.
Say it again?
I just want you to talk about that project.
Yeah, I recently dropped that project in December. It's my firstborn, my baby, and there's a lot of steps to get to completion with that. I mean, all ordained and aligned. You don't figure things out until it's actually, you don't understand the process until it's actually complete. So yeah, like my project is just a gist of emotions. I call it These Days because that's what the day-to-day of life is. I mean, one day you could be happy, one day you can be in love, one day you could be encouraged, one day you could be discouraged, one day you could be full, one day you could be hungry. So I didn't want to categorize my project in one emotion. Like, some people do love songs and that's just what the whole project is about. I just wanted to tap into every emotion that we embrace, just on day-to-day life, and also it went back to, like I said, what spoke to me. When I do my music, when I listen to a track, I just let it marinate and let it speak to my soul, my spirit, and whatever comes out of that is what's going to come out, Ultimately, my music is always to uplift and inspire, and to open up your mind a little bit, it's always a message. I mean, just foundationally, the type of artist that I am is not, like I said, I listen to that kind of music, but for me as an artist, I mean, I'm always, like I said, about teaching and reaching and, just fulfilling whatever that may be. So, my project it just came, like I said, very, very naturally. It took some time, which could have been a little bit frustrating because you want to rush things, but it taught me just take the time and, whatever is supposed to be heard, that's what's going to be heard. So we removed some music, we added some music, but ultimately the final choices of music that was on the project, my producer and my team, we were all just pretty satisfied. And I'm definitely proud because it was my first project. I've had a lot of music, but I've never had it out to where, distribution-wise, where the mass could hear. So it was a good teaching lesson and a good experience, and definitely equipped me for what's next, for sure.
I said, so what are you trying to teach in your music?
Honestly, whatever the soul yearns for, So, I mean, a bit of my music is kind of connected to my experience. So, for me, myself, I'm always about self-love and healing and freedom and awareness and being present in your emotions. Sometimes people like to run away from how they feel or what they feel, and most of the time we need to just meet ourselves with it so we can deal with it and tackle it. So a lot of my music, whether it was love or life or at the end of it all lessons, that is what my music is pretty much centered in. And that's why I call it These Days Life, Love, and Lessons, because you're gonna get one or the other. But definitely you get lessons at the end of it all.
And then describe a day in the life of you right now.
Right now, honestly, just being in my inner zen, just being calm and relaxed and aware of my emotions. I mean, despite what's going on now, just on a daily, these past, several years, you tap into yourself. And I was just, actually speaking to my cousin about just my plight of how I see myself. And it's all about being balanced emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. So I'm in the business with doing whatever I have to do to be like that. And, listening to my music, writing some music, working out. I'm a pretty chill female, so it don't take much to, put a smile on my face.
Then do you have any daily rituals you do for your spirit, spiritually?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always start my day with just, thanking the Most High, thanking God for just granting me, grace for another day and just whatever I need to function, keep me stable, keep me calm. So I always, pray out to just how they say, put your armor on, you know what I mean? Just there's always something that can try to, get you off your alignment and just get you off focus. How you feeling crazy, so it's just a matter of just setting the tone of just, purposely, creating a good day for yourself. So, and maybe prayer, I go outside and work out because we can't do the gym. I'll step outside my apartment patio and put my music on and maybe some Creed, some Kendrick Lamar, whoever, and just, work out and just clear my mind and just, focus on, releasing, so yeah.
And do you have any hidden talents?
Hidden talents?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hidden, but I'm also a hairstylist, so I'm a creative at the heart. So I do music and I do hair. So outside of writing lyrics, I'll be putting relaxers and curling and cutting and coloring and doing everything else. So that's hidden because people may not know that, but yeah.
Do you do your own hair?
Yeah, I do. I mean, actually, I just did it for the first time. Like, I'm locking my hair. So I just actually did, I locked my hair. I've done it before, but to do my own hair, yeah. So I've always had, outside of cutting, I've always colored it and, did my own thing. So yeah, it's not intimidating to get in the mirror and do what it do.
All right. And then what do you say is next for your career?
What's next for my career? Honestly, I'm working on a visual for one of my singles on my project. It's called Freedom Song. I've been yearning for new content. I still typically do covers, whether that's a song that I'm familiar with or a track that I'm just inspired and write my own, lyrics to. But I'm just ready for something new or fresh. So I'm actually in the process of, like I said, doing a visual for Freedom Song. We've been doing, light testing just to kind of see what type of vibe and mood we want to go with the visual, and we've kind of got it in the bag, but that's what I'm working on currently. So I'm looking forward to getting that completed because I'm ready for something new as well, and it'll also support my project and tie people back into because it's still fresh. I just dropped it in December, so having a visual and then kind of connected with the music is still a good thing. So that's what I'm working on now.
And what would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Honestly, I'm gracious. I'm a humble individual, and I'm always floored at the response because I mean, I know that I'm not, but just in retrospect, I'm a average Jane. I mean, I work, I pay my bills, I take care of my son. So anyone that can just receive my message and my music, is always encouraging and just inspiring because after we create, we're back to our normal, hustle and bustle with life. And we kind of sometimes, mix two in when really it's separate. So when I have an opportunity to, do my music and share my message and share my most intimate form of expression, I'm always gracious and just actually always surprised that people vibe with me, because there's a lot of artists out here, and I always say out of all these millions of people, you choose to hear me, you choose to connect with me, and you choose to receive me, and I'm always appreciative of that, always. So to the people who have been rocking with me, I'm so grateful, because it's definitely been a journey and a process, but it's working, and I have to look at what's working. So yeah, for the people who shout me out, who send me messages, who bought my project, and always cheer me on, I'm forever grateful.
And then anybody just not hearing about you, why should they go check you out and follow you?
Well, because I'm that chick, I'm different. But it's like I just think that when people get accustomed to hearing the same thing, it's like it's no movement there, whether it's melodically or vibrationally, and I just feel like with me, I've always heard people tell me I have a 90s sound, I have a sound that we need to get back to, or we miss, or man, it's rare, I never heard nobody sound like you, and I'm only going off of what the people say, so I just feel like I'm worth listening to. Everything that I do is genuine. It's not for it's all about just what's real, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, after the dust settles and the glitter fades, people are looking for something that they can gravitate to and they can relate themselves to, and that's what I'm about, I'm just all about what's real. Like, my music is not separate from how I live my life and my thought process. Everything is intertwined, like some people, they be this type of artist, but they totally different people on, once the lights cut off. And for me, I'm the same person 24/7. Like what I'm telling you now, it might be in the song, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, we just got to get back to what's real and what's solid and what can, like I said, inspire us and grow us, music-wise. Music is a huge influence, and we gravitate to that naturally. So why not have something that can feed the soul, send good vibrations, and make you think about yourself and about your life,
They want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, so you got any shout-outs?
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to my producer, Frank Mint. He is the sole producer on my project. Man, we've been rocking for years, and I mean, for us to be able to collectively create something together has just been a blessing and been a joyous time in our life, because, it's just been a journey, like I said before. I want to give a shout out to my homeboy, DeVille. He's on my project, on one of my first singles that I dropped, called Good, Live Your Life. He's been a long-time friend and an awesome support system as well. Definitely give a shout out to Magic Studios, my engineer, Kareem. He has just been like dope, and we've built an awesome friendship and vibe with one another. He's actually on the acoustics on Freedom Song. He created that melody. And I'm grateful for that, because that was just so random but yet natural at the same time. And I Dream Studios, he's at Barron Studios. He's actually one of the engineers who actually got my song good, tight, and ready for the radio. So all those people, they've just been, in the midst of my journey, and just family and friends, like I said, who just supported me just throughout this process, of it all. Yeah, and my son, he's been a huge supporter and encouraging me to keep the music going, and he's always been one of the first ears to hear everything. So, my kid for sure as well.
Yeah, what's your social media?
My social media is Christina Denae _music. That's spelled ChristiNae _MUSIC. And that's all my social media handles. They can find me for sure. And my music is, my project is streaming on all platforms: Google, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, everywhere if they want to tap into it. What's up? It's your girl Christina Denae over here at PoPolitickin, and you know we keeping it real always.
It can have you in some situations really deep in thought, it got me contemplating. Am I prepared to freely give this one more chance? Whoa. Disappointed time and time again. I'm looking out for self and letting no one in. Whatever it takes to keep my heart from growing cold. So this is the last time I made up in my mind. Love won't have me in no lost and found. Doing whatever to keep it together. I won't ever ever let me down. This is the last time I made up in my mind. Love won't have me in no lost and found. Doing whatever to keep it together. I won't ever ever let me down. Won't let me down. Won't let me down. Won't let me down. Hey, hey. So I took the time to love myself. I won't be validated by nobody else. I realize that my value ain't determined by the opinion of another, no. Sometimes people just don't understand. When you're walking in your freedom and you're confident. I made a choice to put me first. Ain't gon' be nobody's last. I'm telling you, this is the last time I made up in my mind. Love won't have me in no lost and found. Doing whatever to keep it together. I won't ever ever let me down. This is the last time I made up in my mind. Love won't have me in no lost and found. Doing whatever to keep it together. I won't ever ever let me down. Won't let me down. Won't let me down. Won't let me down. Hey, hey. Understand I got my reasons. I play it smart and don't get cheated. Instead of having me believing to turn around, having my heart broken to pieces. Understand I have my reasons. I'd rather play it smart instead of being cheated. Instead of having me believing to turn around, having my heart broken to pieces. No, this is the last time I made up in my mind. Love won't have me in no lost and found. Doing whatever to keep it together. I won't ever ever let me down. This is the last time I made up in my mind. Love won't have me in no lost and found. Doing whatever to keep it together. I won't ever ever let me down. I won't ever ever let me down. I won't ever ever let me down. I won't ever ever let me down.
The PoPolitickin Show is brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible is great for any continuous learner wanting to grow and expand their knowledge and insight. Go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and get an audiobook of your choice free with a 30-day trial. After the trial, your paid membership will begin at $14.95 per month. With your membership, you will receive 1 credit every month, good for an audiobook on Audible. Cancel before your trial ends and you will not be charged. So go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and download a free book by Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Damon John, and more. Always remember that knowledge is power.